University of Sydney Associate Professor Martin Tomic says the chance to come to Australia on a temporary foreign worker visa had a profound impact on his career.
I wouldn't live in Australia today. I wouldn't have the job that I have today. I wouldn't be able to do the work I'm doing today. I might be not even in academia, maybe.
That's our commitment. Australian jobs, Australian values.
Last month, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull scrapped the country's temporary foreign worker visa, known as the 457 visa, which gave people the option of applying for permanent residency. That's the path the Austrian native took. Tomic now heads the university's highly specialized design lab.
Education and research is a global economy. And so if Australia is no longer able to attract academic talent from overseas, there is a real risk that we will be falling behind. Education and research might be falling behind.
Turnbull said the decision to scrap the temporary worker visa was based on the notion of putting Australians first when it came to job opportunities. But the visa is also used by many of the country's international students. Nearly 35,000 come from China and India. International education is Australia's third largest export earner, contributing nearly 20 billion Australian dollars to the economy here last year. It's also a fast-growing industry. In 1990, there were 30,000 international students in Australia. By 2015, that number had grown to 300,000.
That increase was driven by a range of factors, but one of the key changes was making it a lot easier for students to apply for a work visa after they completed their studies.
But now it's unclear whether that remains an option for overseas students.
Obviously, there are some students that are very interested in getting into Western countries. They're not 100% sure if they want to come to Australia or another country, and it's really important for the government to realize that, and as it is a very large industry.
Last month, Turnbull also announced plans to toughen the requirements for citizenship, which include a longer waiting period before applying. The move was criticized by New Zealand Prime Minister Bill English, who said it will force New Zealanders to wait longer, regardless of a long-standing agreement between the neighboring countries. That means it'll be harder for New Zealander Patricia Amiatu's 4 children and husband to become Australian citizens, despite living in the country for more than 11 years.
If we had known, we wouldn't have come here to live. We wouldn't have set roots. We wouldn't have bought a house.
Although the citizenship changes still require approval from Parliament, they've already gone into effect. Greg Navarro, CGTN, Sydney.